Okay. Hey, everybody. So I'm hoping this is starting. Welcome. It has been a long time since I have been here live with you. I hope you can hear me. If you are tuning in to this video, I would love it if you could, drop a comment or put a like or a little heart so I know that you're here with me. And just welcome into this space. It's been a long time since we've gathered here together. So I will take just a couple of moments here to let people orient and come in and hopefully find this. And really, I just had this idea spontaneously today. And it's really hit me that actually, almost to the day, I created this community group 4 years ago. And so we came together in a time of lockdown and COVID, and in a time when I really felt like people needed their gardens for hope, for resilience, for health and wellness. And then, life happens and you continue on, and our journeys have taken us all different places. And this morning, as I was starting to have a cup of coffee, actually, not a cup of tea, I really realized that I was having this feeling to hold space for these seeds of hope and resilience and community and connection again. And so that's why I spontaneously thought to gather us here. And if you're tuning in later, that is absolutely okay. That is perfect timing for you. And that's why I thought I would go live here in the group so that people could then find it whenever it came to them. So, what I first want to do is just bring a little bit of light to the situation. I think as we're coming in to the winter time here in the Northern Hemisphere, into those darker months, it's a great time to turn inward and to tend to that inner light. So I'm gonna strike up a match here, hopefully. Whoop, there we go, for us. And I'm gonna light this candle off to the side. I'll hold it up once I actually get it lit. And this is really just to open a space for us to gather together with this light, that each of us holds on the inside, and with this light that we wish to bring forward, right? And one of the things that has really been speaking to me this year with my garden and with plants in general is to really notice how they are not only helping our bodies, but they're helping our mental states. And so I think it's really important that we tune into how our garden and maybe, along with that, how our herbs and what we're growing can really support us in a kind of meditation, and making this a kind of mindful practice, something that's really simple, really easy to do, like a cup of tea, but something that can really bring you back when you're maybe experiencing a time of panic or distress or worry. Um, so I want to share with you in this cup of tea. I've actually made myself a little pot of tea with all kinds of delicious herbs. But a couple that I want to highlight for you are the nervine herbs that I've included in there, right? And these are herbs that are particularly good for our nervous system. So when we're trying to combine these things like meditation and mindfulness and growing in our gardens, herbal tea can be a wonderful way to bring these things together and calm the nervous system, calm our minds through the medicine that we're getting from the plants, and also through the actual chemical actions of those herbs. So nervines are things that tend to soothe our nervous system. So a couple of nervines that I have in here are lemon balm. Lemon balm is one of the quintessential, in my book, it's absolutely essential in your apothecary cupboard. But lemon balm is a wonderful, calming, soothing nervine that can actually also be antispasmodic. So, if you're having like restless leg syndrome, or, just a difficulty relaxing, lemon balm is a great nervine herb to have in your tea blend. And then another one that I've included here is the leaf from the Monarda plant, or the bee balm. So this again is a wonderful nervine, very soothing, very calming, to basically allow you to come into this safe space where I want to invite you to do this little meditation with me. So I'm going to go ahead and pour myself a cup of tea from the pot that I brewed. I did have a little sip earlier, and I have to say it was delicious. It was a totally intuitive blend. Um, so I better write down right after this what all is in it, otherwise I'll forget. But yeah, I want you to just be invited to pour yourself that cup of tea if you have it with you, and or to take this meditation with you as you're going to prepare your next cup of tea, right? So this is what I call the 5-petal tea meditation. So we're just imagining a 5-petaled flower, and each petal represents a part of this sequence of the meditation that we're going to go through together. And the purpose of this meditation and having it with a cup of tea is that it's incredibly grounding. So if you are feeling scattered, lost, worried, right, this is an incredible way to come back to center, to come back into your body, to allow your senses to bring you into this physical space, and not let your mind keep racing with thoughts that you maybe can't control, or about events, life events, or world events that we can't prevent and we can't always do anything about, right? So this is a chance for us to return to ourselves, to our inner knowing, and to ground into our physical bodily senses that can hold us in the present moment and allow this mindfulness to be easy. So with this, the first petal of the flower for the 5-petal tea meditation is sight. And so here on this first petal, we want to look around our room with just a soft gaze and curious eyes. And we want to find 5 things that we can see. So you can just let your eyes wander. You can let your neck follow if it needs to. And as you just slowly breathe in, you may gaze down at your cup of tea or at the things you'll use to make your tea. You just want to notice 5 things with your power of sight. Okay. On the second petal for this 5-petal tea meditation, we want to consider our sense of sound. We want to listen now for 4 things that we can hear. They may be welcome noises, they may be unwelcome noises, but sit here and find 4 things that you can hear. When you're ready, let's move on to the 3rd petal. In the 3rd petal of the tea meditation, we're considering the power of touch. So you may actually pick up your tea mug and feel that in your hand. You may pick up an herb that you have included in your blend, right? Anything around you, a tool that you may use to prepare your tea mindfully. You're going to survey your area and you're going to find and notice 3 things that you can touch, and allow that sense of touch to inform your fingers, your hands. Let that sensation travel throughout your body. Okay. On to the second, or the fourth petal, excuse me. We're coming to the end. So now we want to notice two things that we can smell. So this is a wonderful time to take in your tea herbs and see even if within the tea blend you can find two distinct scents from two distinct plants that you know are in the tea. Or find another scent that draws your attention from the room. But notice two scents on this fourth petal of the tea meditation. Okay. And last but not least, we want to discover one thing that we can taste. So it's the perfect time right after you're done smelling and taking in with your sense of scent, the smell, to have a taste of the tea, because actually these two are connected, right? Our taste is often informed by our smell. So for this final step, really savor this sense of taste and notice what it is that lingers with you about this sense. And maybe you need to take a moment to have an extra sip or two to just really savor this moment, this flower petal that you've created one petal at a time, right? Through your sense of sight, through your sense of sound, through your sense of touch, smell, and now taste. How can you feel those flower petals in your body now? How has your energy changed since you started preparing this tea, or possibly drinking this tea with me, and having just a few minutes in motion, in mindful action, right? To have a kind of moving tea meditation. I would love to hear in the comments what you're feeling now, what you notice might be different about your energy than before this meditation. So again, we've done it in kind of a longer way together here because I really wanted to come together and hold space with you. And now I want to allow you to play with this practice whenever you're having a cup of tea or whenever you need to ground into your senses and come into a sense of well-being through calmness. Right? You can take this 5-petal meditation with you and use it whenever you need. And you can speed it up when you need to have a really quick reset. If something has gone wrong and you need to quickly turn things around, you can bring yourself back into your body with the 5 senses, starting with sight, 5 things you can see, moving to sound, 4 things you can hear, then 3 things you can touch and feel, 2 things you can smell, and finally 1 thing you can taste. And that way, in this mindful way, you can activate all of your senses to ground you in the present moment. And again, I invite you to play with your tea blending, to enjoy intuitively walking in your garden when you want to make a cup of tea to enjoy in this way, and seeing what plants emerge for you. What wants to be in your cup today? What wants to be in your teapot? And then be curious about the energy of those plants, things that joined my teapot, I said I would mention what was in here. I went out and immediately the yarrow spoke to me today, right? The yarrow is a huge symbol of healing, right? It is in Latin, its name is Achillea millefolium, which basically it was Achilles who used this herb on his soldiers to heal wounds, right? So this is a very healing herb, and I feel like that's something that needed to be in my cup today and that I wanted to bring out and share in the world today. I think we need to ask for healing. The other thing that was in my cup that I already mentioned is lemon balm. You know, this nervine, this soothing herb for the nervous system that can bring calm and peace. The other thing that jumped out at me was some of my nettles, right? And this being a really nutritive, nourishing herb, right? And so be curious what plants are trying to connect with you and what nature has to offer when we're in these difficult times. So thank you so much for being here with me. And I hope to see more of you in the future. I'm feeling a real call in this timeline somehow of having created this group a few years ago, and this new era and season that we're coming into, and I'm feeling really drawn to reconnect here. So I hope that you will enjoy that and you will meet me here. And if you are not feeling it anymore and want to quietly leave the group, you are welcome to do that. We are definitely going to be focusing on kitchen garden herbalism and how we can relate to our gardens in a holistic way for mental health as well as physical well-being. So I invite you to be here as much as you'd like, and I look forward to seeing you on the journey. And thank you for joining me now for this little cup of tea together and for the 5 petal tea meditation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, everybody.